Okay, so now that you know how to display the accounts list as a table, as we have seen here, now let's add that drop down that we used to get and filter the accounts. If it's current, just show the current. If it's saving, show saving. If it's all, show all. So the way we do that is, first of all, we do not want to return all of the accounts here. What we want to do is we want to receive something called account type. So in here, let's imagine we don't want to return all the data. We will say data dot filter, and we will say account data dot filter an account where account dot account type equals to, and we will say account type. Now we are filtering the data and returning only those that meet the criteria. So for instance, in the beginning when we passed the data here, if we passed, let's say, saving, basically when we check our application we only see what? Saving. So if we passed current, we will only get the current account. Okay, so that's the kind of thing we want to create without now going to the server. In the future, of course, we will be retrieving the data using these types, but it's okay, we can keep working with the offline data for now. Okay, so how about all? So what we will do is, basically we will say if account, if the account type equals to all, or then we will return, let's say, or let's say if there is, actually this is the better way, if there is some account type passed to us, this is what we will do. We will filter it. Otherwise, if they did not give us any account type, we will return the whole data. Okay, so which means if they need filtering, if they write saving or current, we filter for them. If they don't write saving or current and they don't give us anything, we just return back all of the data. So in this case, if they don't pass anything in the beginning, what we will get them back? All of the data. But if they decide to give us saving or anything here, then we filter it using that thing. Okay, cool. So now we have this function, this cool function that in the beginning it gets all of them, and now let's link it to a property inside our form. So let's say in here we will have a drop down, and the drop down will be a select, and let's call it account type. The ID is account type, and let's put account type, it doesn't matter here, and then we will write option tab, and let's give it 3 options. So one of the option will be empty, and it will be all. So if you don't pass anything, it's empty, which in turn will not execute this, so we will get all of them. And then saving, but in saving we need to give the value also saving, and for current we need to give it current, and also here current. Okay, so these are the things that will be displayed, and these are, once it's selected, this is the value that will be assigned here. So now let's listen and write. So we write on change equals to, now we will say there will be an event, and every click there is some event that happens. So when this event is raised, I want to call a function. So the function I will call is called handle account type change. So this method is not created that, and then I will pass to it the event e. So the event, okay, so I don't want to type event, so I'll just type e and e here. So whenever this thing changes, I will pass the on change event, and on change event basically passes everything. Okay, so now let's create this method called handle account type change, and we will say function, and then we type handle account change, and it receives what? An event e, and then we can now do alert e dot target dot value. Okay, that's it. Now let's go and check saving. It says saving the same, and if I do current, it displays current, and all displays all. Actually, we don't want to alert this, but now what we want to do is we want to change the value of accounts to be this sub value. So we want to filter account with this. So how do you do that? It's very easy. The first step is to get all of these accounts by get account. So I'll say const, and then I'll say new accounts equals to get accounts, and I will pass e.target.value. So now what happens basically is I'm getting now a filtered accounts, because you remember we are filtering if you pass the filter. So e.target.value will pass either current, saving, or nothing. So in case of nothing, we get back all. Next, we need to modify the value of accounts, and the way you modify value of accounts is that by using the second part, which is the method. So you will say set accounts, and what I will set is the new accounts, and that's all. Now your accounts will be modified because the set account will take this new accounts and overwrite everything that you had before. And now let's go there and check. If I do now saving, I get the saving. If I do current, I get the current, and if I click on all, I get all of the accounts. So it's that easy, because every time you call set account, what happens basically is this: it will re-render. So just to show you something, let's console out something here. We will console out here the a counter, okay, some counter. So but we cannot, oh yes, console dot log, and then re-rendered. So let's follow up and check what this thing is displaying re-rendered. Okay, if I go here, keep watching the re-rendered. As soon as I change, what is happening is re-rendered is again shown. What does that tell you is every time you change the accounts, all of this information will be changed again. And there is another way even you can see it. If you right click here and inspect and go to elements and watch the table here, and as soon as I change saving, you see the whole T body is being replaced by the TRs are being replaced. So look here, they are being replaced. It's like flashing here if you watch it there down, and it's flashing. So that's what's happening. React will not re-render the whole page, it will re-render the part of the page that changed, okay, and replace them with the new changes. So see you in the next part.